Hold on, let me take a sip.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
I wish you could see better behind me because I'm in Provincetown, pretty much at the base of the monument.
Oh,
There's a
that's
lot of
fun.
road construction work going on here. So there's been jackhammers since like first thing this morning.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
All
Hey.
right. What you doing?
Well, it's Holly Folly weekend. It's December 1st, so that's when it's full of strolls. They have a first ever cannabis stroll, which I was like, interesting.
When's that?
This is this afternoon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Decked for the holiday shows. They've got gallery strolls because there's so many art galleries here.
Are you
And
working or playing?
no, I'm playing for a little while and then I'm back to
Oh.
Mashpee where I'm working tonight.
That's this weekend. And then is that where I am on Sunday?
So Sunday, hopefully weather depending if it's not going to pour on us. But it's kind of looking like it's going to rain, is
No.
our Christmas market. I know. So I'll be at Mashpee Commons tonight. We're giving out gift cards like every half an hour.
Oh my God,
It's their
fun.
first ever stroll. I know. And the weather is
love
beautiful.
this time of year.
December 1st hits and we're ready to go.
I love it.
Right?
I'm obsessed. So, what else is going on in P-Town right now? So you've got there's strolls and things, and
Yes.
then is there something else? Anything else going on?
There's so much entertainment. I can't even begin to tell you. Rich had a list of things to do and it was crazy. But really we slept over so that we could watch The Golden Bachelor together and make fun of Teresa together.
This is the season I'm like not remotely clued in at all to the show. So run me through. Like, did he get engaged? Was the finale? Did he get engaged last night? Jerry? Do we know which one it is?
It's Gary, but it's written Jerry. It bothers me so much.
So did he get engaged?
He got engaged to Teresa.
Did they mention any of the crap he's getting online right now? That like
No.
weird. I wonder if it'll come out on what is it after the final rose? I wonder if it'll come out. He just got roast, or did he like attempt to roast by what was it, the New York Post or something?
Yeah.
Calling him out for
a secret woman.
I don't know. He's how old? 70 something?
He's 72. Let a man live. Like,
let a man live. Let him be happy. All right, so tell me about the girl that he picked, because I don't know anything.
Teresa, she's just, I don't know. She's also like his age. But it tracks with the woman that said that he broke up with her weeks before his high school reunion because she gained 10 pounds. And the chick that he picked is literally a bag of bones. I don't think that there's 1 ounce of meat on poor Teresa.
Oh, okay. So he has a type.
Yeah.
Whatever. Come on.
It doesn't bother me any. I just thought it was really funny. We laughed so hard at the entire season finale last night because it was so outrageous. Like, he basically slept with one girl and then was like, no, it's not for me. And I was like, how bad was it? Not to mention, it's like old people porn. It's gross to think about.
Oh my God, old people porn.
So then all of a sudden Rich like assigned him like a 4-inch bent one. And then we went on from there. And I was like, I can't watch the show now.
If you're 70 something, you know what you're doing for the most part. And you're going to assume your partner kind of knows what's up for the most part. Like, you would think that like it's either going to work or it's not. Like, how much time are you really going to put in?
The thing I think that bothered me the most was when they did the hometown visits and they had their family, like his daughters and grandchildren.
No.
And then Teresa was talking about knocking his boots. And I'm like,
no, weird. That's not going to be. That's weird. I don't know, but I always talk about this. Like, I come from a weird Irish family. We talk about absolutely nothing. So maybe it's like that's like one end of the spectrum. I can't relate, but no, that's weird.
Yeah. It's just not something I want to know.
On cameras.
Well, it's different, I guess, than the regular Bachelor. Not that I ever watched the regular Bachelor, but I know for a fact that they talk about that stuff. And yes, if you eventually do have children, they can look that up because the internet is forever.
So that's new though. Like that conversation about like what happens in fantasy suites, they call them, and like the acknowledgement that there's usually some intimacy in fantasy suites is new, like within the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Okay.
It used to be like very faux pas and like almost like a little bit like shameful, like you can't talk, you know what I mean? Like the girls would be like the bachelorette like couldn't say anything. If she like slept with one person and didn't sleep with the other, it was like all bad. Like those stereotypes have kind of been broken down a little bit as the seasons have gone on. But it's definitely been newer to
Yeah.
be talked about on TV and acknowledge that like there's a level of intimacy in these fantasy suites and people do test it out and see what happens, which I think people knew before, but it wasn't talked about. And once, the franchise kind of took away like the shaming of it,
Yeah.
especially on the particularly on the Bachelorette side, I think it's been more of a conversation.
I know that we sort of jumped into what's roasting already, but you've got a wedding that you've got going on this weekend. Are you ready for all of that?
No. No, listen. Okay, so it's tonight. It's in New Hampshire, so I have to get in the car soon to drive up there. I still have no idea what I'm wearing. I ordered 4 dresses of like every variety, like full sequin, Kelly green, tulle here, sparkles there. I still have no idea. I just don't know what kind of mood I'm in.
So you're taking all of the dresses?
No, I think in theory I'm going to pick one in the next hour and just stick to it and try not to have a panic attack about it in the next 6. I have
Oh, the
anxiety about it.
millennial fashion woes.
I have like anxiety about it. And like truthfully, like they're totally like different personalities. It's like, which personality do I feel like donning tonight? Do I want to wear like the form fitting with all the fringe that's like full sparkle? Or am I more of like the Kelly green sleek with the
Well, do you
open
know what the
back?
bridesmaids' dresses are?
I heard from the sister-in-law of the bride that they're burgundy, and all my dresses are far away from that, so that's good. I'm not going
Okay,
anywhere near
good,
there.
good.
And I know that we're touching on holiday a little bit for the decor and whatever, and I know it's a formal wedding, so I'm trying to like play into that a little bit. But yeah, no, I have like 4 or 5 dresses out, and I still have no idea. And guaranteed, out of the 4 dresses that I overnighted and paid tons of money for shipping to get to decide, I will probably wear the one that's in my closet already.
All right, noted.
This is it's just
You're
the
like, you
mood
just
we're
wanted
at today.
options. I needed options.
It's gonna be like the black one with the Spanx on at this point. Like whatever, I can't do it anymore.
Are you going solo or are you going with the
No,
boyfriend?
I'm
Or are you
going with
going with Brad? This is the wedding.
No. Not the wedding. They're all that way. I have 4 weddings in the next year. All the save the dates. Every single one of the save the dates has come through the exact same way. To Brad and Tori Egan. It's fine. Like, I get it.
I
I'm a little
like
bit
that we had a reel talking about this as we talked about it, and one of your family members felt the need
No,
to
it was
say
the mother
something.
of the bride for this current wedding.
She's like, I'm glad I provided you with fodder for this.
Yes.
I apologize.
Like, we were trying to save money on Save the Date. Like, yeah, I'm aware. No, I thought you just were bored. Like, yeah, I know. No, it's fine. It's fine. I totally get it.
It's
I
so
think
good.
it's so funny. Yeah, so I mean, like, I get it. We go on vacations together. Why wouldn't we get the same Save the Date?
Right?
It makes
Yeah.
perfect sense to me too.
Everybody goes scuba diving vacations with their dad in Aruba. God, mind your business.
I know. But my brother and his wife too, my sister-in-law, are also going to this wedding. So,
Oh,
but they,
good.
so it's like a close family friend. Do you know what I mean? So we're all going to this wedding. It'll be fun. It's a chaos to get there. It's just, weddings
Well, I'm
in
looking
general.
forward to hearing about it on Monday's episode. Let's get into what's roasting
Mhm.
because we got a lot to get to.
Yeah, you want to keep going with the theme here we were talking about, or do you want to go? We've top to bottom.
Well,
We've got
I
a
started
variety.
talking about Kelly Clarkson this morning with
Oh, yeah.
with Rich, but it bears repeating on the fact that she's finally getting her millions of dollars of her own money back.
Oh my God, it's insane. That divorce was absolutely insane.
I didn't quite understand the way it landed and how much money she ended up having to pay out, and I just found it really absurd. But finally, when when the dust settles and then they actually looked at the financials, yeah, it was like 1.98 and then it ended up with 2.6. So a good amount of money.
Like he got 2.8 million or 2.7 million or something like that in the divorce. And obviously, like, she makes way more money than he does. He was a music management and she was the star. But I think she also paid him for his services.
Right.
So I think what ended up happening, or from what I can tell from the article, is that like she paid him for his services, and then she gave him 50% of her value, and I guess the court was like, "No, no, 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 that's not how this works, like, he actually now owes you money back
Right.
because he wasn't really managing you, he was your husband,"
Right,
or something of that
exactly.
nature.
So
Um,
collecting the fees and then giving himself labor and commission ordered, that's when they made him fork over. But what bothers me the most is the fact that he's like, "I'm gonna appeal this. Like, I'm not done with you yet." Like, can't you just shut up, pay the money, and go away?
well,
Like, you still have kids in common. It's
that's what I think is weird, like, you have the ability to go on and make your own money still, and
Mhm.
this is somebody that you have to have a relationship with
Right,
continuously and raise kids with, and, like, what
right,
values are you showing your kids? And you're taking your former wife and the mother of your children to the bank over her success, like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good
right.
for your kids. It doesn't look good overall for who you are, like, I don't know if I would as an artist, let's say I've got options. I don't know if he'd be the one I picked. Like, the
And doesn't
PR
he
isn't
has
great.
famous family, like, you have money, there's no
Yeah,
reason you're doing this is making you look petty, and
yeah.
you've got at least another 15 years plus of parenting actively parenting your children together. I think it's gross.
He got 2,000,000 in commission just on her role on The Voice alone.
Mhm.
Like, and that's just because you, like, picked the right girl.
Right, you married a cash cow. He knew what he was getting.
How much do you think he's really managing her still? Because I don't know if I would really want, like, my divorced husband to still be my money manager and my music
No,
manager.
no.
Yeah.
There's not any management there other than probably rights of things that he's purchased, and even that's questionable.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I just can't believe we still go with this, and I feel like Kelly's kind of the girl where she's like, "Can you just leave me the fuck alone?"
Mhm.
Like, just ta like, "I thought we were done with this. Like, you were clearly wrong. I'm getting some money back. The court decided that. I'm just trying to parent. I'm just trying to, like, do my show, sing my little tunes. It's Christmas season. I got stuff to do." Like, I'm
Right?
trying to figure out what I'm singing for Kelly karaoke next and, like, what the kids are gonna get for Christmas. Move on. Move on.
The thing that we can't move on from, all right, so we're just gonna let's jump into the Kardashian roundup because
Well, this
I
I
know it's
thought was
Friday.
so weird. I can't believe he's getting away with this from a PR standpoint. Where's Momager coming in to tell this kid to shut
Shut
up?
your mouth. Yeah, I don't really
Because
quite get it. So,
he won't, and it's just making, oh god, he's making himself look terrible.
right. So Travis Barker's son Landon is refusing to help with the baby brother Rocky. I haven't even held it yet, but it's more than that. Like
Yeah.
he's building a name for being a brat on Sirius, on TikTok.
Oh,
Pretty much anybody that will
100%.
listen to this bratty teenager talk about how he doesn't want to be a part of or and yes, he's 20 years old, but he acts like
No,
he's
no excuse. I'm sorry. No excuse.
11.
I don't care how old you are. You don't get to say out loud, "I was disappointed in the sex of the baby." Even if you are, you keep your mouth shut. It's so horrible. He's saying, "I was really hoping to be the only Barker boy." Like, get off your high horse.
It's weird. I'm
Especially
not
because
gonna give it any weight though, because I feel like he's making himself look stupid as it is, and that's probably why Momager is just allowing it because it makes him look like a petty brat.
well, except it's like you're she's got the trying to uphold the image of everything, and there's somebody who's tearing down this, like, little, like, family unit they're trying to maintain this image of, right? Like, happy family, we just had this baby, we're really excited, this happy blending of families, and then you've got this kid, Landon, coming in and being like, "Actually, like, I haven't even held it. I haven't even held it." Like, okay, at some point, it
I'm a
becomes a
brat.
him. Yeah. At some point, it becomes a him. I just it's not a competition, but I'm bummed. Like,
Yeah.
you're and I just think you're too old. If you were 6 or 7, like, this might be cute, but at 20, like, no, you're just obnoxious. Go away.
So are we gonna talk about what comes with the baby, that situation? Because that is
I
I
don't
did not like
understand
I
this.
do not like describing words already, and you know how I feel about the M word, but the J word with the placenta actually almost made me throw up.
Are you referring to juicy?
Uh, please don't.
Stop.
I can't. What in
And
the
it's
honor
so
of the name of the Lord, who has decided that touting the benefits of ingesting a juicy placenta
okay,
makes me want to gag?
but here's the thing though. It's total, like, uh, headline tag, like, drawing you in because she turned it into a little pill.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's not that juicy, bro. You swallow it. Like, there's nothing juicy about it. So it just
Right.
like, it's weird.
It is. Well, her hashtag not an
Ugh.
ad. It's just something that I think is great for postpartum recovery. They're strange as it is. She's not shied away from the fact that she
Balance hormone levels, increase milk supply, decrease the chance of postpartum depression, and help with losing baby weight faster if you eat your placenta. But by the time you process it so much to put it into a little pill, does it still have all those benefits?
Well, not to mention the fact that one meal doesn't really have all of those benefits, right? I mean, think about that vitamin pack smoothie that you're having is not going to be having all of these things.
And I have a further question. Doesn't the placenta protect the baby from like all of the crap and like toxins in your body? So wouldn't it be kind of like a filter, in which case it's probably filled with all those toxins and therefore like eating it does the absolute opposite?
That
Aren't
is
you just like
correct, Tori.
re-ingesting all of the toxins that you've just protected your baby from? So the concept of it makes no sense to me.
I think it really boils down to stem cells that are in it, and I think that that's really the
Aren't we
benefit
getting
there.
close to just being able to like ingest those separately as a pill?
We
Like
can
just
make babies we could eat in pills.
like that. That's weird.
I'm having my baby pill now. Oh,
I don't
those
know.
stem cells. I
I
feel
get it.
regenerative already.
Oh my god. I get it. People have done it. It's like I don't, but it just seems to me like a little bit of an old wives' tale that like I ain't gonna be the one to put the test.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more science on this one for sure. All right,
No.
so Kelsey Ballerini,
So the rest of this episode is a little bit smutty.
I'm down for it since I mean, obviously it's the way to make babies, and here we are talking about these things.
This is a nice little transition here. And you are in P-Town. No, it's not.
We're going
So,
backwards. We're going backwards in time from divorce to babies to the making of the baby
oh my
to the
god,
fun
it's
of
great.
practice.
Yes. Yep. So Kelsey Ballerini got candid. She was on a podcast. Ooh, does it tell me which podcast?
Not ours.
No, clearly. Oh, Call Her Daddy. She's been on Call Her Daddy a couple of times and talked about her relationship. So she's talking about her relationship with Chase Strokes, and she basically kind of came out and was like, "Oh, I didn't really know what sex was and how to do it right until Chase Strokes came around."
What does that say about all of our ex-boyfriends?
Well, I kept thinking about that. I was like, would hate to be your ex-husband in this little conversation
Awkward.
here. She just said that her experience with it was very performative and for the other person. And she thought it was just something that like you did with the person you were with. And
I
now
can
it's
see
not like that.
though.
Totally.
I feel like that's the evolution of the sexual revolution. I mean, I feel like it's always been like women, you just lay there and take it.
Oh, we're getting real candid about it today. Okay.
I'm not saying it for me, but I know so many girls like that.
We don't need to talk about you and Dad's sex life. We talk about it way too often. I always get way more information than I mean to like ever really want.
Cliff and I are fine in that department. I'm just saying, I know a lot of female friends of mine that don't even know what it is to even talk about.
Yeah,
let alone have that conversation.
I agree with that. I think that it's an interesting perspective. I think it's one of those things where like I'm gonna assume, maybe I could speak for myself, maybe I don't want to. Either way, like being able to read that quote and being like, oh yeah, been there. Like, yeah, at some point you do kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? It's there's a camaraderie there as women to look at her and to look at Kelsey.
Well, because let's talk about it. I mean, sex is performative sometimes, and when a guy feels like they are not doing the right thing, and you're like, I don't even want to get into. I don't even like you enough to get into to explain to make it. Do you do it better? Like that's a whole thing. We'll fake it till we make it.
Yeah, or like we can strip all the way, and as a woman, like it sometimes can feel a little obligatory too.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that I'm supposed to do with my partner and something that I know is stereotypically like men enjoy more than women. So I don't really know. Like society doesn't really tell me what I'm supposed to get out of this anyway. Cause like all we ever talk about is what the guy is supposed to get out of this experience. So I'm just supposed to do this for the guy and make it a very pleasurable experience for him so that he keeps me around. Right. And then you do kind of turn a corner at some point in your life. I hope. of course, that like you
right.
figure out like, oh, actually there's stuff in here for me too, and what that conversation is like. And so it's nice to see Kelsey Ballerini like turning that corner. But
It's
one,
on.
I feel bad for the ex-husband, and two, like, all right, Chase Strokes, okay, no shock.
Well, she's making him a little bit more desirable in that camp. So hey.
Yeah, she also had some really great things to say about, I forget what her name is, but Chase Stroke's ex-girlfriend. She did come out recently and say, like, I've met her. She's lovely. Girls support girls. Like, I'm not out here to like create competition.
Good.
So I thought that was really nice too. So she's kind of come out and just put this relationship totally on the map, which is nice. She talks about it a lot. I'm trying to decide how much I like, because she's kind of gone on this podcast a few times and really opened up and talked about now their sex life. She talked about her divorce pretty openly. She kind of is talking about Chase's ex-girlfriend. Like, it just feels to me a little bit like, okay, at some point, like, keep some stuff private.
Yeah.
But I support her and I support her journey. And I'm sure she's just coming from a place of like excitement and happiness and like desire to talk about her relationship. And I understand that energy too, you know?
Totally. Good for her.
Have we gotten into content recs lately?
No, well, that's it. It's Friday, so we definitely do have content recs, and I'm thinking about all of the things that I've got coming up. I was just turned on, and Rich had showed me earlier today, but the Ladies of the 80s, it's a show, it's a series that's coming out, and I'm very, very excited to sit there and watch it. But I know that it's December. It is full on Hallmark season.
All my Hallmark and Lifetime movies.
It is.
I just
Let's roll out the crappiest romantic comedy. Let's roll out the crappiest romance novel thing that it could possibly be. All those smutty novels that we've ingested since the Danielle Steele world of things. Cowboys and romance and the winter, Christmas.
I'm in it. I'm totally in it. And now Lifetime is taking my favorite smut novels and pulling them into this Christmas movie scene. And here's the thing, Lifetime's like adding a little spice in there.
Yeah.
I'm in it. So movie comes out first week of December 9th or something like that on Lifetime. What's it called? Cowboys and a Cowboy
Christmas romance movie. Oh,
with
we're
Jenna
so happy.
Who literally was pregnant while she was filming this. But it's the first movie that has a little bit of a sex scene in it.
On Lifetime.
I'm kind of here for it, but it's also like I'm totally the demographic for this movie. Like the writer who wrote the book for this movie specifically said, I went in and I said, the people want this. I added these scenes to the book for a reason. We're gonna keep them. And I love that.
Well, I feel like we've grown into this space. I don't feel like it's out of nowhere. I mean, it used to be on places of like Cinemax and Showtime is where you could see the sex, not sex scenes. Yeah. So, I mean, it's taken us 10, 15 years to get to Lifetime. And now we're here.
And it's still going to be tame. It's still like TV, you know? So I'm sure it's going to be like the hint of it, you know? But, you know, Jenna Kramer said, you know, something like, well, there's a hay bale. And then, you know, when you're like, okay, I'm going to add that one to the to-watch list.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. That's on my... It's in you know, a week or so, but that's on my content list. So I'll have to decide if it's worth it.
So if you've got any content that you want to recommend to us, 'tis the season to watch terrible Lindsay Lohan type Hallmark movies. Share them with us if they've not been on our radar. I want to know about them.
Can't wait.
You know, we'll find ourselves on a rainy Sunday looking for something to watch, and it most likely will be holiday related. So bring it to us.
That's it. I got to hand make some ornaments. I'll be painting ornaments with like the really bad Hallmark movies in the background this weekend for sure.
Perfect.
That's my plan.
Get perky with us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The First Shot Morning Show. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
The First Shot Morning Show is produced by Lemonadio. When life gives you lemons, make radio. We encourage everyone to listen happier.com.